All right, what an introduction from my dear friend, Glen Lundy. God, I can still hear all his stuff back there. I guess I'm going to shut down some of this. Okay, so hey everybody, I am the next one up for Rescue One Global, and we are on an all-out mission to raise money to be able to help eradicate what is absolutely the worst crime against humanity in the history of the world. And that crime against humanity is human sex trafficking. And so I had the honor of meeting Lacey Toller at Grow Your Business for God's Sake. And Grow Your Business for God's Sake was a wonderful conference that we put on. It was the vision and it was the passion of my dear friend, Glen Lundy. And I'm sorry, I'm upset because I was just watching Lacey and listening to Lacey Toller, who is the co-founder of Rescue One Global, and to see what is going on in the absolute crimes against humanity and against children. I mean, what kind of people? What kind of people? You know, I mean, it's one thing to be a criminal. It's one thing to be a bad person, but to go against the least of us, right? Children, what is wrong with these people? So I want to give you some stats. I think every one of us, see, these are my cards, and I've got like I have been researching all day, and I'm on a roll, and I'm upset and I'm mad, but you know what? We're going to make this happen tonight. What we're looking to do is there is a government grant in place of $300,000, and it was the state of Tennessee, and it was the U.S. It was a U.S. Department of, I want to say it was Treasury. I think I could be wrong on that, but the United States government came to Rescue One Global, and they said, we have got a $300,000 grant, but you're going to have to raise $100,000. You're going to have to show us that you've got people that will come in and support this. And if you can do that, we are going to 4X the money. We're going to give you, for $100,000, we're going to give you an additional $300,000. I don't know about y'all, but when has the U.S. government ever, when have we ever made money on the U.S. government? I say that a big tongue in cheek. And the three things that we're looking for right now, that I'm looking for, are number one is prayers, because we're not going to, this is a Christian-based ministry. Daniel and Lacey Toller, they are missionaries. They're out there in the field every day around the world. They are in harm's way. And I know what it is to be a missionary. I've never been a missionary, but I have supported many missionaries, Christian missionaries, over the year. And they put their lives on the line because they're called by God himself. And Lacey and Daniel were called by God for this charity, for such a time as this. It'd be really easy to put your head under the sand and just say, you know what? I don't want to participate. It's ugly out there. That's scary. Those are scary people around the world. Because let me tell you, people that abduct children and women and little boys, they're not good people. And when you put yourself in harm's way, the only one that can shield you is God himself. And so we're asking tonight for prayers. We're asking for prayers for the victims, who are slaves. They are slaves. We're asking for prayers for the victims, and we're asking for prayers for Lacey and her husband, that they and their entire team, so that they can remain safe as they go around the world and they rescue these children. We're asking for shares. I need you to throw this out to everybody you know right now, because we know from Facebook algorithms that somebody's going to see this. Somebody's going to see this and they're going to say, I need to get involved. I need to write a check. I need to do something. I can't sit here in my luxury of my beautiful home and not get involved. And then we're asking for dollars, as Glenn would say, but we're asking for money. So each of us have a goal. We are going to be on for 26 hours because we had so many people that wanted to participate, and we're all looking to raise $1,900. So I'm looking for 19 people to give $100. And for that $100, number one, you know that you're going to be part of something greater. Number two, you're going to get a wonderful t-shirt from our good friends at Rescue One Global. And for the first 10 people who put on this feed that donate $100, my company, myself and Cars Her Way, we're going to match it up to $1,000. I want to put my head on my pillow tonight and know that, you know what, we did something that matters. So if you're going to donate, I want you to put it up here right now, because like I said, we're going to make the donation at the end of my feed. Cars Her Way is going to match the first 10 people at $100, because I want to write that $1,000 check. And you know what? I want to write more than that. And I'm sorry, I'm just thinking back to the stuff I've been hearing all day today about this. So I want to give y'all some things to think about. And some of you might just be jumping on. Maybe you didn't see Glen Lundy's first, but we are raising money for Rescue One Global. And if you want to donate, I want you to go to Facebook Liveathon. Oh, I put a thin. Oh, good Lord. Okay, guys, it's Facebook Live a Thon, THON.com. Somebody put that up there for me. Natalie Phillips, will you put it out there, babe? And make your donation, because again, I'm going to match the first 10 donations of $100 or more, on top of the fact that you're going to get a t-shirt from the charity. So think about what is going on right now. This epidemic, it's modern slavery. It isn't about a color of a skin. It isn't about, it is about that they are abducting our children. And I'm going to give you some stats that'll make, if they don't keep you up, or they don't encourage you to write a check, I'm worried about you. 32 billion a year. The sex slavery business is a 32 billion a year industry, and it's on the rise in all states. 4.5 million of trafficked persons are sexually exploited. 4.5 million. 300,000 Americans under the age of 18 are lured into commercial sex trades every year. So this isn't just happening in another country where we can just pretend like it's not happening. It's happening here in our backyard. It's happening in our country. It's happening in my city, Austin, Texas. It's happening right here. What are we going to do about it? You know, none of us have to go out and get our hands dirty. Thank you, Sherry Matthews. I see you just donated. Mom, my mother's on here. Thank you, Mom, for donating. Who else out there wants to donate? So it isn't just happening over in the Philippines or over in Japan or any other country. We think, oh, you know what? I'm not going to think about it. No, it's happening in your backyard. It's happening in your churches. It's happening in your schools. And I posted something earlier today that there was a huge sting in Ohio. Who lives in Ohio? Yeah, 100 people were arrested, including an ER doctor and a pastor of a church. Wow. We're letting this happen on our watch. But people like Lacey and Daniel are out there. They are boots on the street every single day, not only in our country. It's just as dangerous here, because these are crime rings. Okay. This is the syndicate. You know, the average criminal does not go and abduct a child and sell them into slavery. Okay. These are bad people. And they are out to destroy and murder anybody who tries to shut down their 32 billion with a B, $1 billion a year business. But our friends are out there on the street every single day, and their teams and their missionaries are out there fighting it and putting their lives on the line. So you heard me say 300,000 Americans under 18 are lured into commercial sex slavery every single day. Thank you, Craig Lockhart, Automax. I appreciate you guys. It looks like I am going to be writing a check, and you know what? I'm happy to do it. I am happy to do it. Here's an interesting fact I learned today, that it was not made illegal in the U.S. until 2000. I don't even know where that comes from. Was it legal before to sex trade children? I don't know. I'm just giving you, again, my research. The U.S., Mexico, and the Philippines. Okay, it's so easy to think that this is happening on somebody else's watch. That, oh, this couldn't happen in America. No. Oh, God. Well, the U.S. and Mexico and the Philippines rank about the same when it comes to children and sex trafficking. I mean, these children, boys and girls, they are put into containers. They're given water. They are tortured. They are sold. They are sold into sex trafficking. They are sold to some creepy, nasty men that just, I can't even go there. The hotline alone receives 150 calls a day. 150 calls a day. Who else? Tina Bolan. It looks like Aaron Sheeks. It's done. Okay. It looks like I have raised about Terry. You're in for 100. It looks like I am writing a check, and I'm good with it. I'm happy about that. The most cases in the United States of America, and this one shot me in the heart, is California, Texas, and Florida, according to the hotline. Well, I'm right here in Austin, Texas. Okay. Oh, and Jeff's saying, being in a border state, he's aware of human trafficking. His wife is hyper aware, and to remind his daughter who lives in the burbs of Detroit. You have to. I mean, we need to be hyper aware of everywhere we go. And the scary thing now, I know, like when I was a kid, my mom would be like, don't talk to strangers and whatever. It has nothing to do with that now. I mean, this is a cyber war. This is a cyber war against our children. It is an all-out assault in this country and around the world against our children, trying to steal our children, trying to take our children and sell them. I'm telling y'all, this is not this must happen in a poor neighborhood, or this must happen in another country. No, this happens in the suburbs. This happens in your churches. Go look at my post about the creepy ass pastor who was selling child pornography. Go look at the ER doctor who was involved. Okay, this is happening everywhere. And if we don't raise our antennas, if we don't say, I am watching, and Sherry Matthews sent me something amazing that she had a vision on about t-shirts that everybody in Texas would wear with eyes on them. And they say, I'm watching. But if we are not watching, if we are not paying attention to what is going on, I think about my 2 little grandsons who, I'm sorry, are the cutest boys in the entire world. God help anybody that ever tried to take one of them. I don't even know what I would do. I don't. Thank you, Bill Half, for sharing. Frank Lopes shared. Frank Lopes, yeah, just donate. It's absolute pure evil on planet Earth. And those of us who back up this ministry, I mean, we know what it's going to take. Number one, it is going to take an incredible movement of people. It's going to take incredible that we're going to stand up against it. And Glenn made a really good point. I don't know if he made it on his video or on the call we had before, but think about other charities, okay? And I, again, don't blast me, but you guys know me when I get riled up. I am who I am. But if you are a charity for cancer, for example, you're able to show the people that you're able to help, right? You're able to show the faces. You're able to show the success stories. It's very easy to raise money when you're able to show people results. But we can't show people the victims of human trafficking. We have to protect those people. We can't tell those stories. We can't bring those people out of the shadows and say, look, this, we just saved Mary, or we just saved Johnny. Write us a check. We can't show those people. We can't show those children. So that's why this is a crime that is the biggest crime against humanity, because we cannot fundraise from a normal way that any other charity could do. Think about that. We have to protect these victims. And so that's where it was so cool. And, I cannot say enough about my best friend. I love him so much. And my dearest friends in the world, Glen Lundy. And, where he brought Lacey Toller to our event, Grow Your Business for God's Sake. And when she told the story, I mean, there was not a dry eye in the place. And the reason, they were missionaries, they're a large family, and they were out around the world preaching the gospel and building churches. And then their daughter was almost abducted. She wasn't, thank God. But that was the wake-up call that she and her husband needed to go into action. Now, I don't know about the rest of you. I live a pretty comfortable life. I'm sitting here tonight. I have a nice home. I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful for everything I've got. I'm not out in the jungles and out in the war zone, okay? Whether you're in the US or you're in another country, out fighting the bad guys. And the bad guys are the criminals that are out there, and their whole job is to destroy, okay? And don't think for a second that the devil himself is not standing right beside them. So there is not only a warfare against our children, there's a spiritual warfare. And if you believe that, then you are going to do one of two things. You're going to pray. We need your prayers. I mean, every single day. I can tell you my whole perspective has changed now that this has been so brought to my forefront. We need your shares on this, and we need your shares for the next 25 hours for all of this, what I call the superhumans. I have got the honor and the privilege to serve alongside of, I want to say 54, what I would call superhumans that are willing to take 30 minutes of their time and their influence and just put it all on the line. And I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to call them friends. I'm grateful to call many of them my auto fam. Yeah, man. So let's talk about some of the things I got to guys, look, I got all these notes, right? So let's talk about Rescue Global One. It's a 3-prong approach. Okay. Any good business has a good business plan. The first prong is prevention, right? How do we prevent what is going on? How do we prevent sex slavery? A big part of it's awareness. A huge part is awareness. Because if we don't know what we don't know, and I will tell you, I have supported other charities in the past and other trafficking charities, but I've never dug in as deep as I've dug on this one, and I'm pissed off now. Like, I am mad, and I'm mad and I'm angry, and but you know what? The most important thing is now I'm aware. Now I'm aware, and I know what to look for, and I know the conversations I need to have, and I know what needs to happen. And Craig Lockhart says spiritual warfare. You better believe, man, it is alive. The devil is alive and well. The second prong is to rescue. Once Rescue Global One is made aware of a circumstance, right? Like in certain neighborhoods, where they'll go in and they're made aware. Well, I mean, there has to be a whole rescue plan put in place. And if you don't think that the people that are out there on the streets serving Rescue Global One are putting their lives on the line, you got another thing coming. Like I said, these are really bad guys who do this. And they're willing to kill. If you're willing to do this to a child, imagine what you'd be willing to do to the person who's trying to rescue them. And then the third prong is to restore. There is restoration, and what we know is that God will restore what the devil's destroyed. And I believe that to my very soul, but all of that takes money, and it takes trained experts, and it takes therapists. And so they are, Rescue Global One is based in Nashville, Tennessee. And tomorrow they're able to get all of the victims and everybody out of the house. And on one of the lives tomorrow, Lacey's going to take y'all through the house so you can see what they provide to help restore these victims. These victims, the most heinous crime, can you imagine? But it can be done. They can be restored. They can be restored. They can be restored. And then the first part of that is to have an amazing ministry that will help restore them. And so, oh my gosh. So I want to talk some more. You guys see all the notes that I've got. So I want to talk some more about community outreach initiatives. That's a big part of what Rescue One Global does, is that they go into communities and they bring awareness. Like, I would not believe in my nice place that I live that there would be human trafficking. And I bet you that if my good friend, the sheriff, got on right now, he would tell me stories that would make me stay up at night. Absolutely make me stay up at night. Danelle Delgado says she is all in. Where did I just see you, Danelle? I think you just scrolled up. Tina says that this hurts her heart so much. It needs to hurt every one of our hearts. It needs to hurt every one of our hearts. And if any of us can go to bed at night and close our eyes and not think about what is going on in our own country, we've all been guilty of it. It's like, hey, my world is good. I'm good. Everyone's good. We're all good until something happens. We're all good when we don't know what's going on in the world. But once you become aware, you start looking around and you think, man, this is going on in my country. This is going on in my neighborhood. This is going on in my church. This is going on in my kids' school. This is going on potentially on my kids' social media or these crazy apps. Every time I see one of these app posts, I always send them over to my daughter, who is like a super mom, and she's very, very hyper aware of what she lets my 2 grandsons look at. But I'll tell you what, these people are out to destroy. They're out to destroy. They're out to go ahead and make what number did I give you all? Their $32 billion a year industry. They're going to stop at nothing. They're going to stop at nothing to steal our children, to sell our children into sex slavery. I mean, what sick people are there in the world? I mean, I honestly, of every crime and everything, I don't know. Someone tell me if you think that there's a sicker crime than to sell a child into sex slavery. Is there a worse crime out there? I don't know. I cannot think of one. I was on the trail earlier today and I just kept going through my brain. What is grosser than this? What is sicker than this? What is the most depraved human on planet Earth? That would be the person who hurts a child. Not only hurts them and abuses them, which I think you need to be in hell for that too, but sells them into sex slavery so that they can monetarily benefit from it. Wow. I hope that there is heaven, hell, and the third hell. And the third hell is for every single human who hurts or sexually abuses a child. And anyways, I'll tell y'all I'm riled up. That's what I do. So I'm asking you to donate. And of course, my thing is wrong. It's not Facebook. So it's Facebook Live-a-thon. I wonder if that thin was something I was just thinking, So it's Facebook Live-a-thon.com. That's also going to give you the lineup of all of our amazing, amazing leaders that are coming forward that want to tell their story or their take on it and try to raise money within their communities. But I want to put something out there to my automotive community. I'm looking for $100 donations. Like I said, I'm going to match the first 10. You're going to get a t-shirt. Cars Her Way is going to match it. I'm going to write the check the second we get off the live. Let me know if you, or make the donation the second we get off the live. Let me know if you put in for the 100. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Automotive dealers, anybody in the car business out there. Myself and Dan Moore, who is the president of Vista Dash, and he's also going to be one of the ones doing lives. We have put together a $20,000 package that Dan and I will both come to your stores together. We are going to do an entire process refinement. You can tell I'm reading this. Digital spend audit, brand audit, and strategy marketing plan. Okay. So normally that is $20,000 plus travel to have both of us in the store to be able to do that. And we're going to do it for a $5,000 donation. You guys need to cover our travel in, but if there's a car dealer out there that's watching that and wants to have us come in and do a complete process refinement, and you all know what I do. And then of course, having Dan in there who absolutely, he will look at your stuff and within 5 minutes, he'll save you 20 grand on what you're spending from a digital standpoint. So we'll do a process refinement, digital spend audit, brand, all of your branding, everything. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at your spend. I'm going to see how good you are with women, and we will write you a strategic marketing plan, which is a $20,000 value, $5,000 donation, and cover our travel in. We'll fly coach. We'll be good. So for $5,000 donation, Dan and I will both come to your store and spend the day there. And I promise you, we will find you $100,000 worth of value or more. And we wanted to put it out there. So $100 donation. Thank you. I'm going to match it for the first 10. I bet you I've got 10 out there right now if I were to go look at it. So that is my match. And the t-shirt. And for a $5,000 donation, Dan Moore and I will come to your store and we will do the process refinement document, which means we will go through all your sales processes. The digital spend audit, what are you spending now? And of course, you guys know that Dan was one of the founders of Vista Dash. He'll save you 100 grand in minute one. We're going to do a brand audit. What does it look like? What does your branding look like from all areas? And then actually write you a strategic marketing plan. $20,000 value, $5,000 donation. Has to happen tonight though. You have to let me know and throw me a text if you do it, or you can put it out here, but throw me something and let me know. And we will get, Dan and I have both committed that we will get to your place within 30 days because we want you to have a strong close. $5,000 donation. I'm looking for a couple of the car people out there. And let's raise a bunch of money. All right. I'm about to the end of my time. Do I have 10 people out there? Do I get to write $1,000 check? Throw me up there. Throw it up there for me. If you have done the $100, which I'll go back and look at, $5,000 for the $20,000 package. And this is not, oh, hey, we're going to get on the phone with you. No, Dan Moore and I are going to be in your stores. And you know what happens when I come into a car dealership, man. Number one, we sell cars. We sell cars. And number two, we're going to save you probably well over $100,000. So $5,000 donation, that's what we're looking for. And you'll have both of us in your store at the same time. And we need to get this done, people. We need to get it done. We need to raise $100,000 so that Rescue One Global will receive the $300,000 matching grant from the government. All right, I'm at the end of my time, but I'm very excited to be able to announce who our next Facebook Live is. He is my very good friend, top salesman in the United States of America. He dices with my other very good friend, Ollie Rita, but Frank Crinity is coming up next. In fact, Frank's going to be on my show Monday morning. My show, Your Best 365 Ever, at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. And Frank is a star, and Frank knows how to do it. And he's a philanthropist first. He's an automotive professional second, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And like I said, I'm going to have him on my show Monday morning. I want you all to tune in. He's a wonderful human being. He's a good dad. He's a good husband. He's a good human being, and I'm proud to call him friend. So I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to put it up there for Frank Crinity. Go to Facebook Live-a-thon, THON.com, and you can hit Frank Crinity's, hit the Frank Crinity button and tune into his Facebook Live. I love you guys. Thank you. Bless every single one of you. And this is not the time to sit in the cheap seats. This is the time to get off the bench, get on and donate. If it's $5, $10, $100, $10,000. Now's the time. All right, everybody, I love you. And we're just going to keep on keeping on. Bye-bye, y'all.